Hi, Caitlin. I'm so excited that you're here with me. I know I asked you like super last minute last week to do this for me, but I wanted to talk to you about my summit because you've come 2 times in a row and you'd be here this year, but we know why you're not. So I forgive you for the reason why you're not coming, but you'll be there next year. So I just wanted to hear from you and I wanted you to tell the people listening why you've come 2 times in a row and would be here a third time and are coming again next year. Like, why this is always on your to-do list. I want to know. I want people to know. Tell me.
Oh, I love that good question. Well, if I wasn't having my baby girl in October, I would absolutely be there to support you. And I think for me, um, getting a getting time to spend just with yourself and other women that are like-minded, like you, that you can have a safe space to really truly take care of yourself, I think is so amazing. And I know for me, it's something I look forward to every year because I'm taking that investment in myself. I don't get a lot of time to be able to, especially with the baby girl coming, I'm not going to have a lot of time to be able to really dedicate to myself. And I've really made that a priority even prior to being a future mom. And I hope to continue that. And I think the summit is such an amazing experience. Like you just you meet such one amazing women, amazing speakers, amazing content. Just even the relationships you build and after the fact, you have this high that you like are on. And it lasts for a very long time. And then you get the little reminder, the postcard in the mail, the letter to yourself, and the reminder of where you're at in your life, and you're like, oh, it's like the summit all over again. And it's for me, it's just making sure to invest in myself. And you, you really, Devin, the weekend just comes together and you get to explore different avenues. Like last year, we did tarot card reading, and I never thought I would ever do that in my life. And I had so much fun. And, there's just so many different topics that can appeal to you to where you're at in your life.
Yeah. I, I was trying to take in what you're saying, but also your sound is going in and out, and I don't know if it's because you're moving or
Oh,
if it's your computer or what it is, but
okay.
I missed some of what you were saying,
Sorry.
unfortunately, because it was so like I was trying to hone in and see,
Okay.
listen, but I can't get any closer because I
Sorry.
have headphones on. It's like,
I love it. You're like, okay, I'm trying. I'm trying here.
yeah,
I'm trying to look at my settings really quick and see.
like right
Um,
now you're perfect. So I
okay.
don't know
Okay.
if it
I'm gonna leave it.
was moving or what it was, but
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it in here because this is what embracing our
Okay.
perfect
Love it.
imperfectness is about, right? Is we
Yep.
just kind of
We
go
go
with
with
it.
it.
So I heard you say about the letter coming back to you in the mail, and some people might not know what they're talking what we're talking about, but tell me about that from your point of view because I know what I did, but tell me about it from your point of view.
I think when you think about writing a little post-it note to yourself or a letter to yourself, so it's something that we do at the summit every year that you get a postcard and it will have some motivational picture or lettering on it. And what you'll do is you obviously think about where are you at in your life, and if I get this in the mail, what do I want to remind myself of? And for me, it's always I find that my best self comes out when I'm at the summit, like the true, raw, real Caitlin. Not that I'm fake or anything by any means, just I think you do so much self work. And I love that feeling and that person that I am in that moment. So I always, and that's, I think, my true self. And so for me, it's when I go back into the real world, and not that the summit is the real world, but out of that exploration,
Hmm.
for me, it's making sure that I'm reminding myself. Oops, something just got in my eye. Making sure that I'm reminding myself to be that person that I loved at the summit, because I
Yeah.
truly love that person, who that person is, and she's in there. She just sometimes hides sometimes because we have all this external stuff going on and life gets in the way. And so for me, when I get that letter or that postcard, it's that great reminder, like, okay, just be who you are, just be your true self.
Yeah, I love that because that's what I'm kind of using in the marketing a lot too, is that there's so much power in those 2.5 days where you're focusing on just yourself, surrounded by other women who are focusing on themselves. And yeah, you're right. The Caitlin that's at the summit doesn't leave, but she does get distracted because there's so much going on and coming at you once you leave in back into the real world in quotation marks, because the summit does feel like its own little world for just a couple days. And that's what where the power is.
Mm-hmm.
So I know after the first summit, you had told me that you did something that you wouldn't have done. And now I know, because I know you personally, that that has moved you forward in ways that y you probably wouldn't have thought you'd be at 3 years ago. Tell me
Mm-hmm.
about that.
Yeah, I think that pushing, sometimes I get so comfortable in my comfort zone. And for me, I think being able to be given a safe space to explore things that I haven't before, and then actually take them and apply them to my life, and like continue to live by those things. And even like coming back from year 1 to year 2 in the summits, I I still have some of that. There's still some of that foundation that gets carried through, which I love. And then there's also new things that come about, and new things you learn. So, like, this summit, I really challenged myself. I spoke at the summit, one. So that was also like something that was top of mind for me. But also, too, like just seeing what more can I explore about myself that maybe I didn't know, um, and continue to improve upon the person that I want to be, because I'm always continuously trying to improve myself. And sometimes I don't know how to do that. And I feel like, or sometimes I'm just stuck, or I'm doing the same old things. And I feel like the summit really challenges me to try something different. And, I think about, for me, like, the letter to myself exercise, the year 1, where we sat there and we wrote like this heartfelt letter. What And like reading it back, there was so much emotion, and like it was really scary. And it's the most rewarding thing ever, because you're like, okay, like look where I was at that point in time. I conquered a fear of facing myself, and now I've kind of let that go, and I can kind of just be who I am, and continue to live on and be that person and continue to be better. And I think the summit really truly, for me, offers that. And that I know, like, okay, every, you know, end of September, I know that that's the date. And I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be open to what's to come, because I really think that you can't be closed-minded. And I think that that's really what I challenged myself going into year 1 and year 2 is, don't be closed-minded. That's when you're not going to see your return on investment. When you actually put the work in, it really does carry you to the next year. Like, I felt just the same high from year 1 to year 2. And I keep it alive. And I may be different from everybody else. Like, maybe it's just a one-time fix, for some. But for me, I truly try to live by it year over year. Which is bummed I'm not coming this year, because I'm like, how can I get my fix? Like, but I'm getting my fix now because I'm talking about it, and that makes me happy, because I enjoy. anytime that I can share about
We'll
my experience.
we'll keep the weekend open because who knows, I might FaceTime you.
Okay, good, done. I'm in. And we're gonna FaceTime Caitlin.
Yes, and just pause a minute. We're
Yep.
gonna put Caitlin on my phone. Yeah, yeah, I was thinking about so this year when it comes to marketing, I'm trying to I kind of I'm trying to be so much more clear on what's going to be happening because I feel like the first year everyone that came trusted me and knew that I was going to give them something that would allow them the opportunity to invest in themselves. And that group of people was people that I like dragged there, right? And then the second year it doubled and I had strangers, people I didn't know that were there, but still majority of people who had been in my life that I had touched in some way, shape, or form. And this year's going to be even more people. So it's going to be nice to see the alumni coming and like mentoring the people who are new and the energy that's brought. And I know last year when you arrived, you brought so much pep and energy and excitement. You really lifted the room up. And I I know you bring that energy to a lot of things that you do, but it felt especially special because you really truly showed that you wanted to be there. And I mean, I super appreciate that always, but uh it helps coming to a summit like this to like you said, have open mind and be excited to be there, even though it can be nerve-wracking and scary. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a good time.
It is. I'm bummed I'm missing it, but I'm sending all positive vibes.
Yeah, yeah. So the thing that I would like you to kind of maybe close on with
Yeah.
this, because I know people won't listen more than 15 minutes. So I want you to tell me if someone was listening to this because they have decided that they want to go, but they haven't fully clicked like yes, because maybe money or time or fear because they don't know anybody or any of those things that might be blocking them from clicking and putting their credit card in. By the way, if you're listening to this, just put your credit card in and just like buy the ticket. Anyway, if they're at that point, what would you tell them? Like from heart to heart, Caitlin to this person,
Mm.
this woman listening, what would you say to them?
I would say get out of your own head. like like just get out of your own head. I think there's never a right time, especially if you're somebody that has not put self-care as maybe a priority, or maybe you don't even know what self-care is. um, there's no good time for self-care. We're all so busy day in and day out, and so for me it's a just do it. Like, don't hold back, don't be scared. It's like you're gonna be just fine. You're gonna meet plenty of amazing people. You're gonna meet alumni, and you're gonna meet somebody you don't know, but you gotta just be open to it. So I would say don't hesitate, don't wait. And if money is a factor, um, it's worth it. It's worth every single penny. Um, I'm not going this year. And I'm excited that I'm a sponsor this year,
Mhm.
which I'm so pumped about. Like, that's how much I care about this summit, and how much self-care means to me, and the work that's being done at the summit. So I think, don't second guess yourself. Go, like, fill out the credit card information, sign yourself up, be open minded. It's a weekend for just about you, and only you. And that's all you have to worry about. Everything else is all going to fall into the pieces that it should. And that's all you got to do, is just show up and just be open minded. That would be what I would say.
Yeah, just do it. We're a Nike commercial over here. Just
Yeah,
do it.
just do it.
Yeah, and I do want to
JDI.
say, I do want to say Caitlin did buy her. She was the first person to buy her ticket last year and the first person to buy her ticket this year.
I
And
will be getting a FaceTime for that when that part does happen, so I can be ready to go because I will be first again. Just letting everybody know. Okay.
the
And
first
everyone in the room last year knew last year that I was number one, the first summit and second summit. So we're gonna
and
make it through third
thir
time's the charm.
third summit, yeah. You are gonna be always the first person. So she bought her ticket, and then when she found out she wouldn't be able to make it because of timing with the baby, she decided that she was gonna be a sponsor. So instead of me, like, returning, refunding, because I would have done that because I love you, she decided to put it towards you guys instead, because that's how much this means to her, and that's how much support she's giving to this summit, and I appreciate it more than words can express. So that is wonderful. And even last year when she was a speaker, she bought a ticket to be a speaker. I mean, come on, who does that? Caitlin does, because she's amazing. And that's why she keeps doing this, and why she keeps coming, and why she wants you to come.
And I will tell you, there's not a day goes by that I don't talk. I feel like every week or every couple of weeks, and even people at my work know I go to the summit and I speak at the summit now because I literally talk about it all the time. And they know when I come back that like, ooh, she's gonna be like on this high, and she's gonna have such great ideas, and she's gonna be really engaged at work. And my husband knows that I'm just gonna be in such this loving place. And it's something that I just really cherish and try to strive for, every year I go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this and talking to whoever listens to this. I appreciate it either way, even if nobody listens. I think they will, though. I think they will, because everyone's curious
Better.
about what's going on and why they should come. And we just spilled the tea a little bit on what's going on at the summit, although every year is different. Every year is different.
It
So,
is. And
yeah.
that's what I love. A little surprise every year.
Yeah,
Little
I work
surprises.
hard to make sure that there's a path that we can follow, that we're answering questions, we're doing self-development, self-reflection, self-discovery, and I've done it so far. So
You keep
3rd
rocking it,
year's
my
the
friend.
better.
Third time's the charm, right?
Yes, yes. Okay. Well, thank you.
You're so welcome.